What is going on? Welcome back to Fanatic Journey. So today I'm going to talk to you on Rivian. Pretty epic day. Market just closed about 20 minutes ago, and I'll go over some of the current data points, what's been coming out from the company itself, and where this might be going from here. Before I get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So today it did go up 4.41%. After hours is pulling back slightly, but one hell of a crazy day. So 1830 the low, 1923 is the high. And like I said on my last Rivian video, the trajectory and all the data points behind the scenes are pointing to at least around $21 in the short term. But again, I'm going to go over some of the data points. 37.04 million shares were traded today. 38.3 is the average. The only news that came out that's obviously linking Rivian is this. The UAW says over 1,000 workers at the Volkswagen plant in Tennessee have signed cards seeking union representation. So ultimately it kind of shows a movement that is happening, and it does say that they're going to be targeting a lot of these, such as Toyota, Honda, Nissan, and many others, including EV startups, Rivian, and Lucid. So potentially that might be coming down the pipeline, and if so, then that will result in a little bit higher expenses for Rivian and Lucid. And based on my, obviously I haven't and I don't work for Rivian, but based on what I've heard out there, I think Rivian's a fairly good place to work in comparison. So I don't know if there would be a actual need for a union, but you never know. They might feel the need to do that just to get some additional raises, because I think it says right here that they make around 25% more. Or I guess in November, looks like Volkswagen gave workers 11% raise, but it looks like part of this agreement, they got 25% pay raises by the time the contracts ended in April 2028. So not too bad overall. So this definitely could affect potentially Rivian, so something just to keep in mind. But the only thing that really came out that's affecting, or I guess affected Rivian in a positive way, was a new rating. So it looks like 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧, Stefan, who does have a 37% success rating, did initiate coverage, buy rating, and $23 price target. Similar to yesterday, it looks like Barclays as well did maintain their $27 price target. Dan Levy, who does have a 45% success rating. So analysts, despite the volatility, are still really liking Rivian. And tomorrow there is also right here, so there's the non-farm payroll. It is estimated to be, or at least a forecast to be 180,000. If similar to the earlier data points in the week, if it's significantly lower, then I feel like that actually might be inverse and help the broader market to go up, because a lot of people will once again realize that there might be Fed rate cuts sooner rather than later. So once again, there's that aspect to it. When it comes down to options, a lot of optimism. So $8.63 million in calls being purchased versus 4.56 million in puts. So based on that information, clearly people are anticipating for Rivian to continue to trend up. Looking at some of the calls that was purchased today, this shows all the strike prices, expiry dates. Based on this, it is anticipated for it to be above $20 by the end of next week, similar to what I kind of mentioned. But looking at some of the puts though, it is anticipated to be sub around $19 to $18. So basically around here. So kind of interesting stuff when it comes down to that. I'll give you a quick overview of what shorts are doing. Once again, as I've said, not here to say Rivian's a short squeeze play, but it's good to kind of use this as a benchmark. Shorts did return 736,000 shares today. 15.32% of the free float's being shorted. 102.75 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is very low, so 0.67. In fact, you do see some signs of manipulation. So the cost to borrow minimum is negative 0.81%. So oddly enough, there is a broker physically out there paying people to short Rivian. As weird and messed up as that is, through the interactive broker, short availability does indicate that there is more than 10 million shares available to be shorted. So how I analyze this information, by them returning a significant amount of shares on a green day, shows that they feel is justified and that more upside is going to be coming. So similar to what I mentioned. And just want to show you this right here. So going over to the Trading Central, this is where, if you are a big fan of the Elliott wave, it does give you a projection of what might be coming, at least in the short term. And based on this, assuming it can stay above this $15.90 support, then it could get anywhere from about the $23.20 to $24.50 in the short term. So kind of crazy stuff. And it looks like this was just updated as of today's December the 7th. So So once again, potentially even higher highs, similar to what the analysts were assuming might be coming in the foreseeable future. And we have seen in the past though, when Rivian goes up, it means very big business, as you can kind of see right here. So I don't honestly feel 2450 is out or too far out of realm. So could definitely come very, very soon. If you are looking for a lot of good compiled information such as Elliott Wave, analyst forecasts, ratings, everything that you need to know, take a look at Interactive Brokers for all of this to be completely free. So take advantage of that. Link in the description below and also the comments. So take advantage of that. But when it comes down to some of the data points with it closing at 19.19, it is between this R2 and this R3. So $19.14, which is kind of technically below that right now after hours, but that is going to be a very strong support. Other than that, 18.28, which it did bounce off of for the low being today, because 18.30 was the low. So kind of bounced off of that. So I would consider the R1 extremely strong support, and then vice versa, $20.53 is going to be that next strong resistance. So in comparison to a lot of other growth stocks and EV plays, Rivian is where it is at. A lot of other growth stocks are currently trading between the P and the R1. So like I said, Rivian is doing very, very well. And despite kind of the headwinds and a lot of volatility in the broader market, analysts still do really like Rivian. So once again, might mean something, might not mean anything. I'll leave it up to you guys to make the determination, because I am not a financial advisor. You guys always do your own due diligence. So let me know your thoughts. Where do you see Rivian going in the short term? Do you think 21? 24? Where do you think it's going to retrace back down to 16? What's your viewpoint on Rivian? And plus, give yourself a shout out. Have you been buying, selling, holding? What have you been doing with Rivian? And like I said, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And one final thing, to take advantage of some free shares, and that is Moomoo. So sign up for an account with Moomoo, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So this is one of the best deals on the market. Link in the description below and also the comments. So take advantage of Moomoo as well as Interactive Brokers, which is completely free. So with all that said, I appreciate all of you watching, and let's all make a lot of money on Rivian.